Good evening. I'm Nisa. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, data breach backlash. A class action lawsuit has been filed over a privacy breach involving Alberta's electoral list. Plus, the toll heavy rain is having on people's plants, gardens, and backyards. An Edmonton golf course gets creative, dealing with a flooded-out entrance.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Isa.
A class action lawsuit has been filed over the Alberta voter database breach from this past April. Among the defendants are the Government of Alberta, the province's chief electoral officer, and a separatist group. CTV's Connor Hogg joins us now with more. And Connor, who is behind this lawsuit?
Nerman, Cooper Regal LLP filed the class action. It alleges the defendants distributed, disclosed, accessed, and failed to safeguard the personal information of approximately 2.9 million Albertans. The lawsuit says the class would include people on Alberta's elector list prior to April 26, 2026. In April, a pro-separatist group called the Centurion Project made a publicly accessible website database. It included names, addresses, phone numbers, and other identifying information from Alberta's elector list. The website was shut down in early May. Court documents show Elections Alberta traced the list back to an official list legally provided to the pro-independence Republican Party of Alberta. One of the lawyers in the class action says the information shared is not recoverable. He says because it was released within the province and tied to a political party, legal action is appropriate.
When it's internal recklessness, negligence, or otherwise, that it becomes a real problem, and that's what we have to hit hard. That this isn't a function of somebody in some foreign country hacking into a computer system. Rather, it's people in our own country and our own province.
The class action suit still has to be certified. Lawyers say if it goes ahead, it could take several years to resolve, and it's unclear what a potential payout could look like. The province says it has received the statement of claim and is reviewing it. It says it will not be commenting further. Nerman?
All right, Connor Hogg reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. The province is preparing an announcement about its new West Coast pipeline, though as of now, Ottawa says there isn't a private backer. A major announcement related to the line will take place Thursday, the day after Alberta's submission to the Federal Major Projects Office is due. The Prime Minister confirmed today there still isn't a private sector proponent. Without outside funding, the Smith government would likely opt to kickstart the line using taxpayer money. Experts say showing it is viable is key.
It's just not something private sector companies are willing to take a risk on. They have to look at this compared to their alternatives, including Trans Mountain expansion, including Enbridge expansion, including South Bow's proposal. And that's 1.2 million barrels a day of capacity that could come on quicker, probably with lower risk, and very likely with much lower cost.
The government wants the pipeline to be designated a project of national interest by October and have shovels in the ground as early as September 2027. Some campers stranded by floodwaters in Kananaskis can now go home. Thousands of people were trapped yesterday after heavy rains and flooding washed out the Evan Thomas Bridge and caused a mudslide on Highway 40. A state of local emergency was declared. 20 backcountry hikers were also airlifted out. The highway has since reopened north and south of the bridge. However, the province says there's still about 50 people stuck. The town of Canmore's state of local emergency was rescinded around noon. It was concerned about creeks threatening homes, but says it has shifted to recovery. People living in Northwest Edmonton are upset with the city and EPCOR after a section of 137th Avenue was shut down last week. 137th Avenue from Sterling Drive to 199th Street is closed as crews repair the road. The ground down underneath has been eroded by the creek below. People living nearby say they brought this problem to the city and EPCOR's attention in 2023. They were told changes would be made to the culvert, but that never happened. Now people are annoyed with the new road detour and its impact on emergency services.
Now it's taking longer for fire, police, and ambulance to get to residents because of this road closure. Their slogan is providing more. Well, they didn't provide more. They provided negative equity for us. This is a tangible negative effect on the whole community.
Of course, as the recent heavy rain caused extensive damage to the embankment and around the pedestrian bridge supports. It says closing the road was the safest option. It also says it paused a culvert improvement project in 2024 because of future road projects planned for the area. When it comes to yards and gardens, there are pros and cons to the wet June weather. Many plants are thriving and grass is greener than ever. As CTV's Amanda Anderson reports, for those in the landscape business, the record-breaking rain is creating several challenges.
Time is of the essence for this landscape company. It's not a race against the clock, but the skies.
All sorts of different kind of problems coming up that we're not used to, because it feels like we haven't seen this type of rain in over like 5 years at least. So.
Logan Robertson with Supreme Yard Services says lawns left too long between mowing, or if they're cut when still wet, can create challenges.
The clumping of grass, and it just clogs up our mowers and makes lawns take twice as long to mow.
The biggest issue is landscape projects getting delayed. It's not because crews don't want or can't work in the rain, it's because they can't get soil.
All the landscape suppliers are obviously pretty backed up with orders for it, and when it rains it just turns all clumpy and they can't sell it. We don't want to buy it like that because it just doesn't help us get the project done. It just makes more mess, more problems.
Tarps used to cover dirt piles at Classic Landscapes have been no match for the rain this month.
So we're up front and we communicate and say, hey, listen, the dirt's wet, but we can still bring it to you. And if they want it, they can go ahead, and obviously we can make that happen. But if it's larger quantities and we have to go off-road to access it, we can't do that in these conditions. Or at the end of the day, it's just better off waiting because you're going to get a better product.
Lawns are green and many plants are thriving with all the rain.
But the downside is if we don't have good drainage, or we have really heavy soils where the water is just sitting, it actually cuts off the ability for oxygen and air to exchange with the roots. And so you can drown plants out.
He says yellowing leaves are a sign of waterlogged plants. Still, he says plants are resilient and creating drainage paths for water should help them recover. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
All of this rain has led to the Mill Creek Ravine to run its banks, overflowing into nearby areas. And that includes flooding the entrance to the Millwoods Golf Course. Now, Millwoods Golf Club has been closed for more than a week because cars can't drive in or out. Staff say the course is in great condition, but golfers can't access the property. And there's now a temporary road leading to the parking lot so golfers can get to the driving range.
So an average day in June, a busy day, is $25,000 to $30,000 with golf and carts and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a huge impact on our year-long revenue. We're hoping we can gain some of it back, but to gain all of it back would be almost impossible.
Still not known when the course can fully open just yet. An air quality warning has been lifted for the city of Edmonton. The day started hazy. Smoke from fires burning in northern Saskatchewan blanketed the city. Conditions could vary over the next couple of days. Environment Canada forecasts a moderate risk tonight into Wednesday. It says people with heart and lung conditions are most affected by air pollution, and you should talk to your doctor if you are experiencing any symptoms. All right, here's Kaylin Mitchell filling in for Josh Clausen with a first look at weather.
Always happy to be back and helping Josh out with a little bit of weather coverage. Let's begin by taking a look at the almanac for today. So both the low temperature this morning and the high temperature this afternoon, pretty close to averages for this time of the year and nowhere near the standing records. I mean, the record high was 37 degrees set back in 2021. Temperatures were about the same at this time last year. Sun rising now at 5:08 a.m. and sunset at 10:07 p.m. Now, we do have some weather alerts in effect for parts of the province. For some of the northernmost areas of Alberta, some heat warnings continue, and other parts of the province are actually underneath air quality advisories because of the presence of some wildfire smoke. Additionally, there's some scattered showers. Within those showers, some thunderstorms. Now, most of the thunderstorm activity is to the west of Edmonton, but have a way to monitor for any severe thunderstorm watches or warnings that could be issued as we carry on through this evening. Now, a lot of that thunderstorm activity will be coming to an end by around midnight. Overnight, partly cloudy conditions with fog patches developing, and in the forecast for tomorrow, some similar weather conditions expected, including a low chance of showers in the morning and then a higher chance of a shower or thunderstorm afternoon and evening. I'll have more a little bit later on.
Well, coming up next, gearing up for Canada Day in Edmonton. What's happening and warnings from the city.
We're trying to kind of have a balance of representation across the stages.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Happy Canada Day from all of us at Your Morning. We're back on Thursday with a preview of the new season of Amazing Race Canada and the benefits of keeping your kids outside and letting them be bored this summer.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Eligible Albertans can apply for the $100 Alberta Energy rebate starting tomorrow. The one-time payment announced by the Premier earlier this month is meant to replace a gas tax cut. It's available to Albertans over 18 years old who filed a tax return and have a household income under $225,000. A portal on the Government of Alberta website will come online tomorrow. You can access it by logging in or creating an account at alberta.ca. Jasper is getting more than $500 million from Ottawa to speed up rebuilding and recovery efforts. 2 years ago, a wildfire destroyed 30% of the town site, as well as campgrounds, roads, and utility buildings. $520 million in federal funding will expedite reconstruction efforts. The money will go towards interim housing for more than 400 families, removing debris from all affected lots, and fire prevention. The federal finance minister was in Jasper today and calls this a landmark announcement.
This package is really about to restore the historical beauty of Jasper and supporting the people, the families, the workers who have been doing so much work during the last 2 years, and say, you know, we stand with you. The country stands with you.
The feds say construction is currently underway at 118 properties. Interim housing will be in place in March of 2028. The Alberta legislature says it's hosting the biggest Canada Day festivities outside of Ottawa tomorrow. That will include a pancake breakfast at the Ledge from 7 to 10:30 a.m. The Legislative Assembly is then putting on a day of family fun from noon to 5 on the grounds. There will be a hoop dancer, magicians, roving balloon artists, and the Oilers jazz band, the Brass Tactics, plus performances at the two stages on site.
We're trying to kind of have a balance of representation across the stages. So up here, it's mainly music. It's all Alberta artists. Where the last show is Reuben in the Dark, which is a Calgary band who's just fabulous performers. On the south stage, we have more of those cultural performances.
Organizers say most of the event can be moved indoors if it rains too much. The city is also warning people about watching the fireworks from the banks of the river since it's currently unsafe. For more information on where best to check out the fireworks show, head to our website. With the mosquito population booming, the province has put out a warning about West Nile virus. Primary Care Alberta says the infection can cause flu-like symptoms. In rare cases, it leads to brain and spinal cord inflammation, which can be hard to recover from. There is currently no specific treatment for West Nile virus infection. Primary Care Alberta says while the risk remains low in Alberta, some mosquitoes do carry it, so it's best to avoid getting bitten. So when outside, cover as much as your body as possible with light-colored clothing and use Health Canada-approved insect repellent. Now, the mayor says the mosquito situation, quote, sucks right now, but the city is trying to help. Andrew Knack says city crews are working to get rid of standing water in parks and elsewhere while spraying wooded areas to kill larvae. Despite the effort, Knack says Edmontonians might not notice an impact.
No matter how much you spray, there's still going to be mosquitoes, right? The spraying is to try to manage the amount of mosquitoes, but with the amount of standing water that we have, it's really hard.
Knack was on the council that voted to end Edmonton's aerial mosquito control program in 2022. That used a helicopter to spray ditches and fields surrounding the city. He says he still can't justify spending taxpayer dollars on work outside of city limits. Well, K-Days has unveiled its new food lineup with plenty of sweet and savory options and many others somewhere in between. So deep-fried cheese curds, they're soon becoming a staple at K-Days, and this year they will have a maple bacon twist. For many, a corn dog at the fair is a necessity. There are several options, including a maki sushi version and a cookies and cream Korean dog. A take on Canadian classic sees a poutine made out of donuts, marshmallows, and toffee sauce in place of gravy. Now, if none of these are quite decadent enough for you, there's always fair favorites like deep-fried Oreos and vanilla ice cream, this time drizzled in butter. Still to come, some Oilers prospects are hitting the ice in Edmonton for development camp.
My expectations are just to be the best player that I can possibly be. Obviously work hard on and off the ice and just become a better person.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Yeah, thank you very much. So earlier I mentioned there were some air quality statements in effect for parts of the province because of some presence of some wildfire smoke. I want to take a little bit of a look at where that smoke could be drifting to over the next couple of days. So some of the smoke is indicated here on this model and through some of the grays and the oranges. And what you'll notice is as we go over the next 2 days, that it is expected to drift in a northerly direction. So that's generally good news for the province of Alberta. It means that air quality should hopefully be improving here over the next few days, both Wednesday into Thursday. Now, of course, something that we do have going on is some scattered showers and some thunderstorms, some of the stronger thunderstorms occurring basically to the west of Edmonton. And it's going to be a little bit unsettled here in the province, basically to finish out this week. Each day basically having a chance of some showers and some thunderstorms, a little trough of low pressure hanging back in place. So that's going to be around for this evening. Edmonton still has a chance of getting into a thunderstorm this evening. Then overnight, partly cloudy conditions with fog patches. And then there'll be a returning chance of a shower beginning very early Wednesday morning. That's about a 30 or 40% chance first thing in the morning, but then the chance of a shower or thunderstorm increases moving into and through the afternoon as well as into the first part of the evening. It'll be about a 60% chance of a shower or thunderstorm, and they are going to be scattered in their coverage around the province. Most of them should be coming to an end later Wednesday evening and Wednesday night, replaced once again by partly cloudy conditions and fog patches, and then we kind of repeat that weather cycle again for the end of the week on Friday. Taking a look at temperatures by around midnight tonight, they'll be mostly around the mid-teens for northern areas of Alberta and around the low to mid-teens for central and southern parts of the province. And then here's a look at your overnight low temperatures, or the low temperatures very early tomorrow morning. They'll be around the mid-teens for northern areas of Alberta where those heat warnings are still in place, and much of the rest of the province with overnight lows around the low teens, a little bit cooler for Banff as well as Jasper with low temperatures of around 8 degrees. And then here's a look at the high temperatures in the forecast for tomorrow. Across northern Alberta, they'll be mostly in the low 20s, talking about 20 to 23 degrees. It's about average for this time of the year, and down through central and southern parts of the province, most of the high temperatures will be around the low to mid 20s. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast. So there's that continuing chance of a shower or thunderstorm as we make our way through Canada Day and through the end of this week. A little bit cooler as far as the weekend temperatures go. No real sign yet in the extended forecast of a long stretch of some hotter summer weather, though it does look like we might get into some heat on Tuesday of next week before temperatures moderate Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Naherman.
Well, Oilers prospects are hitting the ice this week for the team's development camp. 27 players will be attending, including all 5 of the team's picks from the NHL draft last week in Buffalo. The Oilers also invited 3 female university hockey players from the States. It's a chance for the players to show the organization what they are working with.
My expectations are just to be the best player that I can possibly be. Obviously work hard on and off the ice and just become a better person. And it's really a development year this next year for me, just get to that complete two-way center role.
I would say definitely nerves, but a lot of excitement. Just I've never been in this atmosphere, and it's something girls dream of. Young, like growing up before there was the PW, it was like, oh, I want to make an NHL team, even though it was kind of unrealistic, but it's kind of fun to live out that dream a little.
The development camp wraps up on Thursday with a 3-on-3 tournament. NHL free agency starts tomorrow, and the Oilers are looking to shore up a few positions. 2 major questions are what happens to defenseman Darnell Nurse and who will be in net this upcoming season. Connor Ingram is an unrestricted free agent on July 1st, which means he can sign with Edmonton or test the market and go elsewhere. The Oilers are expected to move Nurse before the season starts. However, one hockey analyst says that could be a challenge.
If they are able to trade Darnell Nurse, how much money will they have to play with? That can affect what they can do in free agency. And then you go, well, that's great. You've built up this money by trading Darnell Nurse, or cap space, I should say. But who are you going to give it to if you don't like the talent pool in free agencies?
Earlier this month, TSN confirmed Nurse asked the team for a trade. He has 4 years remaining on his contract. When we return, getting down and dirty at the Ponoka Stampede. Cowboys and girls face an added challenge.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The near non-stop rain has been putting a damper on many summer events, but one long-standing attraction south of our city is embracing it. CTV's Curtis Goodrum has more from the Ponoka Rodeo, where a little mud just adds to the show.
It wasn't advertised as such, but the mud has turned into a headline attraction at the Ponoka Stampede. From spectators to 50-50 sellers, even my cameraman got his shoes coated. Another man with a camera, Covey Moore, is snapping away in the heart of the action.
I feel sorry for the laundromat in town, I'll tell you that for free.
Moore has been capturing award-winning images of the Ponoka Stampede for a decade now. He says muddy days are his favorite, and there's been plenty this time around.
The mud days are by and far the easiest, like shooting days for just making cool pictures. The pictures make themselves on days like today.
In its 90-year history, the event has never been cancelled due to weather. Cowboys and girls say they prepare for all conditions.
Here at Ponoka Stampede, we've gone through everything, and as long as it's still safe enough for us to do it, we're going to go ahead and go.
Organizers say embracing what Mother Nature brings is part of cowboy culture.
Once they're covered in mud, they seem to let it all go and get a little muddier and have fun doing it, right?
You can't do anything about it, so you might as well just enjoy it.
Moments a team of photographers, including Moore, do their best to capture. So these athletes' determination and skill are seen by many.
Like, there's not a guy that captures stuff better than Covey Moore.
It's just a special part of the year. It's a great group of people that put this event on.
The Ponoka Stampede's final day is July 1st. Reporting from Ponoka.
What's the mud like for a rodeo clown?
It's fun for everybody else. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here at 6 p.m. But CTV News continues right now.